Guys, today we're going to read chapters 5 and 6. I got a little behind getting our reading done. But if we remember, Jack and Annie had been captured by the ninjas and were carried across the river. They're still trying to figure out where Morgan Le Fay is and what danger she's in. They're also still trying to figure out what 4 things they need to capture. Or gather. So today's chapter 5, is called Flames in the Mist. Alright. The water grew shallow again. Then they were on dry land. The ninjas lowered Jack and Annie to the ground. Thanks, said Annie. Thanks, said Jack. Squeak, said the mouse. The ninjas said nothing, but they looked around. Jack looked around, too. A full moon was rising in the sky. Dark rocks dotted the side of the mountain. Then the ninjas started moving. They went silently up the slope between the rocks. Jack and Annie followed them. Jack wasn't afraid of the ninjas now. In fact, he was starting to like them. Maybe they really could help find Morgan. The ninjas moved silently, but Jack and Annie made plenty of noise. They panted as they climbed the rocky hillside. Their wet sneakers made squishy sounds. Suddenly, the ninjas froze. Jack could see their eyes darting around. Voices were coming from the valley below. Jack saw torches flaming in the mist. The ninjas started moving faster. Jack and Annie hurried after them. Who's carrying the torches? Annie asked. Jack was too out of breath to speak. He also didn't have an answer. They came to a pine forest. Night birds called out. Wind rattled the branches. The ninjas moved like ghosts through the forest. They appeared and disappeared through moonlight and shadows. Jack and Annie struggled to keep up. Finally, the ninjas came to a stop. One ninja held out his hands as if to say, wait. Then both ninjas stepped away into the shadows of the trees and were gone. Where did they go? Asked Annie. I don't know, said Jack. Maybe the book can tell us. He pulled the ninja book out of his pack. He turned the pages until he came to a picture of a cave. By the light of the full moon, he read, Sometimes ninjas held meetings in hidden mountain caves to plan secret missions. Oh, man, said Jack. I bet they went inside a hidden cave. He pulled out his notebook and pencil. He wrote, Meetings in hidden caves. Jack turned the page. He stared at a picture of a ninja sitting on a mat. He read, Ninjas took orders from a ninja master. The master was a mysterious, wise person who knew many secrets of nature. Wow, whispered Jack. Just then the 2 ninjas returned. Jack quickly put his book away. The short ninja motioned for Jack and Annie to follow. In the shadows was the entrance of a dark cave. What's in there? Annie whispered. The ninja master, Jack said back. All right, chapter 6, Shadow Warrior. Jack and Annie went into the cave. They followed the ninja through the darkness. The back of the cave was lit with dozens of candles. Shadows danced on the walls. In the flickering light, Jack saw a dark figure sitting on a woven mat. The ninja master. The ninja bowed to the master, then he stepped to one side. The master stared at Jack and Annie. Sit, he said. Jack and Annie sat on the cold, hard floor. Squeak! The mouse poked his head out of Annie's pouch. It's okay, Peanut, said Annie. The master stared at the mouse for a moment. Then he looked at Jack. Who are you? He asked. I'm Jack, and that's my sister Annie, Jack answered. All right. We got a picture of the cave. We have Jack and Annie. We have the short ninja. We have the ninja master sitting on his mat. You can see the dozens of candles. Okay. Jack and Annie sat. Oh, I need to turn the Where do you come from? The master asked. Frog Creek, Pennsylvania, Annie answered. Why are you here? He asked. We're trying to help our friend Morgan Le Fay, said Jack. She left us a message. Annie pointed to the short ninja. We gave the message to him. You mean you gave the message to her, said the ninja master, and she has given it to me. She? Said Jack and Annie together. The woman's ninja's eyes sparkled. Jack thought she might be smiling, too. The master held up Morgan's note. Perhaps I can help you, he said, But first you must prove yourselves worthy of my help." Just then the tall ninja appeared. He made a sign to the master. The master stood up. He handed Morgan's note to Annie. "We must go now," he said. "The samurai are close." "Samurai?" said Jack. He knew that the samurai were fierce Japanese fighters. "Were they the ones in the valley?" Jack asked. "The one with the torches?" "Yes. Our family is at war with them," said the master. "We must leave before they find us." "But what about helping Morgan?" said Annie. The master strapped on his sword. "I have no time for that now," he said. "I must go." "Can't we go with you?" said Annie. "No, there is no place for you where we are going. You must find your way back to your house in the trees." "Alone?" said Jack. "Yes, you must go alone, and beware of the samurai." "Why?" said Jack. "They will think you are one of us," said the master. "They will ask you no questions. They will show you no mercy." "Yikes!" said Annie. "But you have seen the way of the ninja. You can practice it yourself now," said the master. "How?" said Jack. "Remember 3 things," said the master. "What?" said Jack. "Use nature. Be nature. Follow nature." "I can do that," Annie said. Jack looked at her. "You can?" he said. The master turned to Jack. "Your tree house lies to the east. That is the way you must go," he said. "How?" wondered Jack. "How do we find the east?" Before he could ask, the master bowed. Then he disappeared into the shadows. The 2 ninjas led Jack and Annie out of the cave into the moonlight. The tall one pointed at the pine forest. Then they too disappeared into the darkness. Jack and Annie were all alone. All right. So today's question is, what would you do if you were a ninja? I had no idea ninjas could be girls too. So, what would you do if you were a ninja? There's no right or wrong answer. I just want you guys to tell me what you'd be if you were a ninja. So I'll leave a post on your portfolio so you can type it in or take a picture if you want to write it on paper. But I'm very curious to see what you guys think. What would you do if you were a ninja? I don't know what. I might go on secret missions. I might try to scare my brother with all the cool ninja stuff. Maybe learn how to use a sword. So, what would you do if you were a ninja? All right, guys, have a great afternoon. Bye.